CIT 1122 Instructional Packet Tracer Video 13.1.10. This is the first of, I think, four labs for this particular chapter. A lot of labs in the Packet Tracer for wireless communication, and this is a pretty good one where you just kind of, point and click and join things together and do a little bit of configuration in a GUI environment for the wireless router. So let's get into it. Objectives here: connect to a wireless router, configure the wireless router, connect a wireless wired device to the wireless router, connect a wireless device to the wireless router, add an access point to the network to extend the wireless coverage, even though they're like right next to each other. But just assume there's like a huge wall or something there, and then update the default router settings. So we'll do all that stuff. Part one, connecting to the wireless router. Connect admin to wireless router. Admin is here. Wireless router is here. So connect admin to WR using straight through cable, Ethernet cable, and we'll go ahead and pick the correct ports and we'll go ahead and connect that in, and then we'll see what happens after that. So let's go to connections. Straight through wireless is just a straight black line. Click here, Ethernet is fast Ethernet, and we can go right into G0/1, and it will connect there. So lightning bolt, yes. Packet tracer, yes. Straight through copper solid black line. When the cursor changes the connection mode, click admin and choose fast Ethernet 0. Click WR, choose an available Ethernet port, which we did. We just took the first one. WR will act as a switch to the device connected to the LAN and as a router to the internet. So it is a switch and a router together in the wireless router. It's also an access point. So this device actually does three things. It is a switch, it is a wireless router, wireless access point, and it is a router to the internet. So it's going to do each one of those. Green lines, good. Configured, next step. Note, green triangles, make sure that it's green. Yeah, it looks good. And we're looking pretty good. Okay, let's move on. Step 2. Configure the admin to use DHCP to reach the WR management page. Admin must communicate to the network, so admin needs to be connected. Wireless router will usually include a DHCP server, and DHCP server is usually enabled by default. And so that means that admin should have gotten a DHCP address. And if it does have one, then we can use the default gateway value for the wireless router, because it is a router also. And we'll be able to gain access to the interface of WR. So let's give that a try. So hit admin, and let's go to desktop, ipconfig, change it to DHCP. Let's see what happens here. And we did pull an address, 192.168.0.100, default gateway 192.168.0.1. So that being said, let's use the web browser, and let's go ahead and get into that wireless router's admin page. So that is 192.168.0.1. And the password is admin and admin again. And we're in. All right, cool. Hey, that's great. All right, let's go ahead and move this over a little bit. And that looks pretty good. So we've go ahead and put that in. We used admin for the password. Under the network setup heading for basic setup page, notice the IP address range for the DHCP server, which is this piece right here. So yeah, so the subnet is 192.168.0.0. It is a /24. I can see that in the mask. This address is the first available address in that range. And for DHCP, it'll use the addresses between 100 and 149, because it's going to say 50 total users. That builds the range of addresses for you. So, and that's fine. IP address of the range is expected. Yeah, it looks good because we're 0.100. We got the first address in the space. So that's good. Let's move on to step 4. In this step, wireless router is configured to route the packets from the wireless clients to the internet. You'll configure the internet port on WR to connect to the internet. All right, sounds good. And so under the internet setup at the top of the basic setup, which is up here, we're going to go ahead and change this from DHCP based, from pulling an address, to static IP. So we're going to change it to static. And in this space, it tells us what we should put in for all of our information here. So the IP address is going to be 209, and that's going to be 165, and 200, and 225. And I'm using the tab key because it's faster. So 255, 255, 255, 252, that makes that a /30. We have 4225, then the default gateway is going to be 226, right? That makes perfect sense because that's the only other address in that space. So it's always nice to remember that before, and just use it as like a checksum to make sure that, that when they put it in, that it looks like it's the right answer. So DNS, remember, DNS doesn't have to be DNS is just someplace else within the network, within the autonomous system. In this case, it does not have to be on the same subnet, whereas the default gateway does need to be on the same subnet as the IP address. Cool. All right, that looks good. Let's go ahead and save that. And scroll down, save. If you get a request timeout, close the admin window, blah, blah, blah. First time it reconnects, then try and reconnect again. So we have a request timeout right now. And it's still down, and it's still down. You can see the amber balls there. Let's do that, and then let's try it again. So let's do a little fast forward, bring it back in. Cool. So we've done that. Fast forwarding done. Looks good. Where are we at? We just finished this. Verify connectivity. Open a new web browser and navigate to www.cisco.pa server. Okay. And I'm not sure that actually brought that up. I'll try the go button there. Hey, there it is. All right, cool. Hey, here's a small web page. Hello, world. All right, that is working. Let's go ahead and move forward. We just did that. Let me take a flash forward. We did that. Let's go to part 2 here. Configure the wireless settings. In this activity, you'll only configure the wireless settings for 2.4 gigahertz. We will not configure the 5 gigahertz for whatever reason. We didn't really want to get into it, so let's get into part 2. So step 1, configure the WR SSID. So WR is the name of that device, and the SSID is the name of the wireless network. So we're going to go back here, and we're going to go ahead and set that up. Then change the SSID to A company for 2.4 gigahertz. Note the SSIDs are case sensitive. Change the standard channel to 6 for 2.437 gigahertz. Okay, I think we can do all of that. Let's try wireless, and here's 2.4 gigahertz here. A couple things. We're really kind of in this space right here. Basic wireless settings, which is where we're at right now. And so we're going to change that SSID, but right above the SSID does say network mode. Right now it's in auto. We can set it to N speed only or legacy, or we can just turn it off. Or we can use auto. So N speed only means we won't connect any G or B or any other devices. If you're not set for N, you are not going to connect. Auto will connect either. Legacy will skip N, and disabled means we're going to turn it off. We'll just leave it at auto because it didn't tell us to change that. And we'll change the SSID to what it says A company, ACOMPANY. That seems pretty good. And we will go ahead and enable that, and it's going to be on channel 6. And standard channel 6, and let's go ahead and save that. We're going to go ahead and turn 5 gigahertz off so that we're not broadcasting anything in 5. And it should have worked. So that's 2.4 gigahertz and standard channel. Okay, step 2, configure wireless security settings. In this step, we're going to configure the wireless security settings for using WPA2 security mode with encryption and passphrase. So we're going to go from wireless to wireless security. So wireless security is right here. 2.4 gigahertz. We're going to change it to WPA2 personal. WPA2 personal. We'll use advanced encryption. And our passphrase is going to be Cisco 123 bang. Somebody might be able to guess that, but that's okay. And let's do a save on that. And this device is pretty much configured and ready to go. Great. All right, that's done. Save the basic wireless settings and wireless security pages are configured. That's good. Step 3, connect the wireless clients. Open laptop 1, and we're going to go to desktop and PC wireless, and we'll see if we can't join this wireless network. So let's go ahead and we'll just close admin altogether, and we're going to go to laptop 1 and desktop and PC wireless. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And right now it is not connected. Let's go to the Connect tab and we'll refresh and see if anything comes up. Hey, here's something. A company is listed there on channel 6. Hey, that's the one we just set up. Will it connect? And the pre-shared key is going to be Cisco 123 bang. So CISCO 123 bang. And choose to connect. And link information says that we're looking pretty good. We're connected. So that one is pretty much set to go. If we look at the IP address, we can see that we did pull an address from the correct subnet. So we are connected. Select the Connect tab, hit the refresh. We did that. Bang sign, open a web browser. Oh, let's open the web browser. I just checked the IP. We'll do what they ask. We can do that. And that's working too, so that's good. Fantastico. And open a web browser, verify. We just did that. Repeat the steps for laptop 2. Okay, fine. And now a wireless link shows up to WR from laptop 1. Let's do the same thing on laptop 2. Desktop and PC wireless. Connect. Refresh. A company. Connect. Password Cisco 123. Exclamation point. Connect. And we should be connected here. Looks pretty good. Go ahead and close out of that. And we'll go to web browser. And that looks good too. Do a small page. Yep. Excuse me. Sorry again. Okay, so that part is done. So that was repeat the above steps for laptop 2. And now we're down to part 3. Connect wireless clients to an access point. An access point is a device that extends the wireless local area network, and the access point is connected to the wired router. Right now it actually isn't. So let's go ahead and do that, and that's step 1 here. Port 0 of the AP to an available Ethernet port on wireless router. So back here, we'll go to straight Ethernet and port 0 to gigabit 2. Speed that up. And we've now connected that access point there. It'd be nice to kind of move it away a little bit, right? So move it away from the, from the other devices. The only thing that's important about this, probably going to want to put it on a different channel. We have the access point connected with straight through. Click on the access point and go to the config tab, and looks pretty good. And in our interface, we'll go to port 1. And under port 1 here, we have SSID is now set at default. We change it to A company. And the channel that we're going to use is 1 is fine, because the other one is at 6. You don't want to use the same channel if they're that close to each other. And we'll do WPA2 PSK. and our passphrase is going to be the same. So these two are going to see that they have the same SSID. And if we make the passwords consistent, users will be able to seamlessly roam between the two as long as the passphrase and the encryption type and the authentication type are all the same. Nothing will be any different. So that should work out for us pretty well. So A company, WPA2, pre-shared key, passphrase Cisco123, and password field, it is AES. Everything looks good there. And I think we'll just go to another, we'll just click out of it, click back in, make sure that everything is as it was. It looks good. And we'll now go to step 2 here, which is open laptop 3, and we'll go to the wireless there. So on laptop 3, desktop, PC wireless, connect, refresh. Same thing as we've been doing. And this time let's connect to number 1 and WPA. And I just chose channel 1 there, just in case, you were CISCO. 1, 2, 3 exclamation point, connect, and link information, and we're good. And that is now connected. So now 3 is connected to access point. All right, that looks pretty good. I like that. So we should probably just check for fun. Can we get to the internet? Still working. Okay, so PKA is available to us here. So all of our routing is correct. And that piece is done. All right, so that takes us all the way to part 4, other administrative tasks. So change the WR access password. So on admin, navigate to the GUI, and then we're going to go ahead and change the GUI password to Cisco as opposed to admin. Okay, so right now it's admin. So let's go into the admin machine. And we're going to go to the web browser. I guess I'll extend this a little bit. We'll go to the web browser, remember. And we're going to 192.168.0.1. And in most cases, in the future, when you look at this, you probably have to use HTTPS on the newer systems, but not necessarily on all of them. So what they want us to do is go to administration here. And we're going to change this password from admin to CISCO. So Cisco. And we'll save that. And the username is, and the password is Cisco. And that just updated. I think we're in a good place there. So we're down to the last piece here. Change the DHCP address range in WR. So in this step, we're going to change the network from 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.50.0. That's going to be a big change because now in our system, let's go ahead and close all this. This device, all of these devices, all 5 of them, have an address in the 192.168.0 network, and we're going to change that to the 192.168.50 network. So let's go ahead and do that. So back to admin and back here to the web browser and 0.1 still for now, and that's admin and Cisco because we just changed that. That looks good. And let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. Basic setup here, network setup here. We're going to change that number to 50. So go ahead and change that to 50. And it says there will be it verifies it starts at 100. And there are still 50 addresses, so we're not going to change that. It does want us to update the DNS, though. So we'll change the DNS to 209.165.201.1. And this should work. Yeah, it's going to time out because it's at a different address now. And it's just not finished yet. We'll just, there we go. There we go, admin and Cisco. And we're in pretty good shape here. That looks pretty good. So basic setup, network, change that to 50. So we'll go to 50 also. The pool, 209.168.201 is the DNS. Scroll down, we save that. Note the DHCP range of the address has been updated. That is true. Close the admin browser and the admin desktop, click command prompt, ipconfig, release, renew. I think that already worked, but let's see what we have. So ipconfig, we're already on the 50 network. So, if you have to force a release to renew, it's just ipconfig //release. It'll drop a DHCP address. And then when the prompt comes back, you can do ipconfig //renew. And it will then send out a DHCP discover broadcast message to pull a new address. So that's how that would work. This has happened, so we're looking good. Close the admin web browser in the admin desktop. Click the command prompt. Oh, we just did that. New address is 50.102. Great. And verify you can still navigate to PKA. And then notice that laptop 1 connected to AP instead of WR. Let's see if that's true. And that did not actually happen. So laptop 1, and laptop 1 did get an address. That's good. Laptop 2, it did get an address. That's good. Laptop 3, it's not. It does not have an address yet on the new network. Hey, just got one on the new network, so that we like. So those all look pretty good, and we're missing 5 points, but I'm not sure where. Let's take a quick look. Check results, administration, encryption type on AP. So on AP wireless security, the authentication type and the encryption type should have been AES if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back into AP and take a quick look at that. So we can click on AP and we can go to port 1. And this changed to TK. I don't know how that happened. That's crazy. And now that's an AES. I must have done that inadvertently. Switch that over. So with that, that does get us 100%. And I'll see you in the next lab.